All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something really personal, a situation that a lot of people face, but almost nobody talks about. It's that classic marital crossroads, a choice that feels totally unique to you, but believe it or not, it's incredibly common.
And it all boils down to one huge question, right? Stay or go? Do you stick with what you know, a marriage that's maybe familiar but has lost its spark, or do you take a massive leap of faith for a new, passionate connection?
You know, this isn't just a one-off story. It's a pattern, a script that we see play out over and over again in relationships. So let's get into it. How does a situation like this even start?
Well, it usually doesn't start with a bang. It's more of a slow burn, you know? It begins quietly, inside a long-term relationship where that connection, it's just started to wear thin.
And this right here, this is the real turning point. It's when the relationship stops feeling like a marriage and starts feeling more like, well, just cohabitation. The whole emotional foundation is crumbled away, and you're left with something that looks like a partnership on the outside, but on the inside, it feels totally empty.
So you start to see these really clear signs, don't you? The husband stops paying attention, there's this coldness, this indifference that creeps in, intimacy, pretty much gone. And instead of peace, there's just constant, nagging conflict. What you end up with is this huge emotional void. And a void like that, it's practically begging to be filled.
Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. You are doing important work.
And that's exactly when someone new tends to walk in, right into that void. And this new person? Wow, they seem to be the answer to everything that's been missing.
I mean, just look at the difference here. It's night and day, isn't it? On one side, you've got the husband, emotional distance, indifference, maybe even rudeness. And then on the other side, the lover. They're offering compliments, support, passion. Everything feels effortless. It's the complete opposite of what's happening at home.
And this is a really important distinction to make. For the woman in this situation, this isn't just some casual fling. No way. The lover is seen as a potential replacement. It's like they're auditioning for the role of a new life partner. So you can imagine the emotional stakes are just through the roof.
Okay, so at this point, you might be thinking, just leave. It's obvious. But of course, the reality is, it's just so much more complicated than that. There are some huge barriers in the way that make walking away feel almost impossible.
Yeah, because it's never that simple, is it? We're not just talking about ending a relationship. We're talking about completely dismantling an entire life. And that comes with some very real, very serious obstacles.
And these barriers, they come from all sides. We've got the internal stuff, the moral dilemmas, the guilt, the sheer terror of the unknown. But then you layer on all the external pressures. What will family and society say? What about the kids? And the big one, finances. How can you leave if you're financially dependent? You put all that together, and it's absolutely paralyzing. So here you are, stuck. You've got the pull of this exciting new life on one hand and the heavy weight of your old life on the other. You're at a total crossroads, and there's one path that seems really tempting at first, a way to avoid making the hard choice altogether.
And that's the idea of, hey, why not have both? But let's be real, this almost never works. Trying to live two separate lives is completely exhausting. And all that secrecy and stress, it starts to poison the new relationship. The very thing that was your escape, it just becomes another source of anxiety and conflict. It's an emotional nightmare. Okay, so if trying to have it all is pretty much a recipe for disaster, what's left? Well, that's when you have to face the music. The choice becomes real and unavoidable. And it really just boils down to only two realistic paths.
So path number one, you stay with your husband. But that's not a passive choice. It means you either accept things as they are, or you actively commit to trying to rebuild what's broken. Path number two, you leave for the lover. This means you're committing to a total life upheaval, and you have to accept all the risks that come with it. Each one requires a massive, conscious decision.
And really, this gets to the absolute core of it. Waiting around, hoping one of the men will make the choice for you, that's just giving away your power. The only real path forward, the wiser path, is to take control of the situation yourself and make a conscious decision, no matter how hard it is.
So that leaves us with one last question to think about. When you're facing a crossroads like this, with no easy answers in sight, maybe the real challenge isn't just picking the right path. Maybe the real challenge is finding the courage to make the choice for yourself in the first place.
Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. If you want to overcome betrayal, break toxic cycles, take control of your relationship choices, read How to Deal with a Love Triangle. The link is below the video.